Hello everyone, welcome back to Nick and Sergio's Fun Watchlist. I am Nick.
I am Sergio.
Welcome back to our show. Sorry we're a couple days late this week. I was sick and I had to be away, but now I'm better. And this will be the only time I'll ever be late. I'm so sorry.
You're never getting sick again.
But we are back. We're very excited to be talking about this week's episode of La Mas Draga, episode 6 of season 5. That I know. It was a very exciting episode, I would say.
Very amazing episode.
Full of twists and turns. Like, even if we didn't have the big twist at the end, I think this still would have been a really solid episode.
Yes.
So the fact that we got that at the end really, I think it brings it up into an A+ tier.
Definitely one of the best episodes, I feel like, across all seasons.
I would say so. Yeah, great episode.
I think it was giving me a lot of season 2, which is what I loved about it.
Yeah, big season 2 energy. We open up the episode in the workroom, of course. Except for a little unusual, Johnny Carmona is not there. It's just Rogelio.
Yes, they're always trying something different and a new way of starting the show. And I feel like it was good because we just jumped right into the mini challenge.
Well, we got into it so fast. I went to the kitchen for a second and I came back and they were already in quick drag. I was like, how did that happen?
Yeah. And so we find out that they are doing something similar, like a reading challenge. But
they called it a roast battle in the captions. So
yeah.
I don't know what the Spanish words they use.
Well, they call it more like a rotisserie. I feel like that is what
is that what the joke was?
And just.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, so the joke is they get into the quick drag and they go to the La Mas Draga main stage, and right at the end of the stage is a sort of big inflatable sort of like party. What would you call it? It's like a...
Is there like an English name for that?
I would think of it...
very common.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously have bounce houses here. That's like a big thing in the United States. Yeah, but there's like
the fighting ones where like you literally fight with those and you're trying to get
sticks,
the person.
I haven't seen it as like a thing you can like rent from a party store or whatever, but I'm sure they exist. I'm sure you could get one if you really wanted to be like a gladiator. That's what I felt watching it. I was like, oh, this is like American Gladiators, which is a show that I would always see the last 5 minutes of. Because I think it aired right before Pokemon. Yeah. So I would watch like the last 5 minutes of American Gladiators while I watched for Pokemon.
This was giving me
did a lot of this.
Have a Hotel.
Oh, your game.
That like computer game that was very popular in like the mid 2000s because there was a little game like you would go up to the pool. And
you would?
Yeah, you could go to the pool. But it was in the water, so I think you would have to get in the water. But then you could like fight with someone like that with the same.
Yeah.
Same way. They start fighting and they start reading each other. And I think that is what complicates the reading challenge is like you're having to basically knock the other person down. So out of like your thought process, I feel like it's so it's so conflicted because it's like,
yeah,
do you just want to hit the person and like not say something or like read them? But then, how do you do both?
Yeah, I liked it, but I think in their effort to sort of make it different from the reading challenge on other drag competition shows, maybe they got away from it actually being about that. Mm-hmm. I'm fine with that because it was fun to watch them fight each other and knock each other down while being mean.
So do you want to talk about the pairings?
Yes.
Do you know the pairings?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
The first pairing was, I don't even have to look at my notes. The first pairing was Peke and Fifi. And the reason I remember is because I sort of noticed in these pairings, you pointed out it was most likely like similar body size, body type, so that people weren't actually like at risk of hurting each other as much. I sort of saw something different. What I saw was 4 pairings, and in each of the pairings, the 2 competitors were kind of offering the same thing towards the competition. You know what I'm saying? So Fifi and Peke, these are kind of our front runners who have had a couple slip-ups.
Yeah.
We've got Liza and Santa.
Peke has not a slip-up.
What? According to the judges.
She has not had a slip-up.
According to the judges, she has. Follow me along on this journey.
Okay, I'm listening.
Front runners who have had a couple slip-ups.
Yes.
That's the first group. The second group is Santa and Liza. Comedy girls,
Yeah.
going head to head. Third one, Hidden.
I don't think
Just let me say them
she's
all.
not a comedy girl. I'm just
Santa?
Santa's not a comedy girl.
Well, I guess she did bomb that.
If anything, it would be Peque Valderas again, License and Susie.
I guess
because
Peque
they
is
are
more
the
of a comedy
girls.
queen. Okay, fine.
It's just body
Regardless.
types. I feel like it's just literally their,
Hidden,
like,
paper,
heights and
artsy, quiet people.
yes, I can see
Light
your
King,
point.
Greta, Dark Horses.
Colombian. Like, there's so many things you could say.
No, I didn't think of that. But I do think it was like, I will not be surprised if we have our final four.
And it's like
It's one of each of these girls. That's my point.
I would believe that.
Yeah.
I can believe that. I don't think that's what's happening.
I think it's what's happening.
And I think that there's no strategy for them picking,
Okay.
just for the fact that they don't want them to hurt each other.
Okay. Speaking of hurting each other, though, Light King takes a massive wipeout when she's running
That was
towards the
great.
stage, which was
She
probably
was
the
very
highlight of the
excited. I
challenge.
loved it.
Yeah.
But then also I think Paper Cut had also some really good reads for
Oh,
Hidden. I think like overall their dynamic that had the best reads together because, Paper Cut was like, oh, you like hate that people call you Cifer, like.
Yeah.
So it was great. I think they're dynamic.
Yeah.
They would have won the challenge if they
Yeah.
would have picked a winner. I feel like they would have won.
I think that, no winner, which was weird.
Just what's the point?
Okay, what are we doing here? They go back to the workroom, and Johnny is there. They do a little trade-off, and Johnny comes in looking great. I think this is maybe Johnny's
one
best
of Johnny's best look ever.
Yeah.
Like the proportions and the, cut, everything.
The
Everything
colors,
worked
very
perfect.
pretty. I love that. And Johnny brings in a representative from HIV awareness organization, and he gives a speech about sort of education and ending stigma, and I think it was very helpful. And it sort of brought on some, some good conversations. I appreciated it. And then they're in the workroom. They're getting ready for their main stage look, which, as Johnny says, is La Mas del Toro. So they'll be doing
A Guillermo del Toro inspired runway.
So they're in the workroom. There's so much workroom talk. Let's just bring up a couple of the topics that come up in the workroom. We get into discussions of cyberbullying.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Hidden is the one who's like, people are very able to say these mean things because they're hiding behind a screen. And this brings out some emotions in Paper Cut, who confides that during sort of the blowback of his elimination in season 4, he was bullied to the point of feeling suicidal. And, that's awful. It's horrible. And this is why we always say, don't send hate to these girls. It's not going to make you feel better.
It doesn't do anything.
Doesn't do anything.
Like, nothing at all. It
Yeah.
just harms the other person that's receiving the message, and it's like...
Yeah, and it sort of made me sad, like, the conversation they were having, because it was very true. They were like, well, this is just, like, part of putting yourself out there, is, like, exposing yourself to these negative energies. And I don't know, I think it sucks that you can't just, like, be a talented artist on a big platform without inviting this kind of hell into your life. So... on the off chance that you are watching this video and you're one of the toxic fans, please stop being toxic. Just be a fan. There was some discussion early on in the workroom that was a little funnier, where they were talking
the
about
cleansing and the bad energy from the voodoo doll
the
that
Deseos doll.
Deseos left. That was incredible. I was laughing.
That was all very good. They're sort of letting Light King express her sort of mysticism. And she starts lighting some candles, cleansing the room. Yes. Peke gets in on it and brings in just like some piles of herbs. I don't know where she keeping
I don't even know where those came from. Like, how are they that fresh?
Did she just go to craft service and just scoop up some
6
herbs?
episodes? You've been there for 2 weeks. Where are you getting this?
In between episodes, do you think Peke just goes out into the wilderness and gathers?
In the middle of Mexico City.
So that was a little strange, but it was very funny.
Yeah.
And all the talk about Deseos' voodoo doll was just so hysterical. The way they thought it was cursed, and the way Peke
love the
removed
fact
it from
that
the room.
Deseos is making a comeback.
Yes.
And then they removed the doll, and then look at what happened at the end of the episode. So
we get to see her again. So
yeah.
Worked out. Spoiler alert for the end of the episode. So even though there was quite a bit of conversation in the workroom, I do think we have to move on to this runway, because jam-packed.
Runway was incredible.
And then some shit happens after the runway that's also pretty crazy. Maka comes out. She looks amazing.
She looks so good. This is the best she's looked. And I think I'm coming around and I love her now. Not that I never did, but I now.
You hated her. I loved her the whole time. So I'm glad that you have joined me in enjoying Maka and thinking she's great. You and me, Maka. Let's get together. I know you're watching. She comes out. She speaks to the judges. We go over to Raquel. Raquel looks gorgeous. She's got a pan, right? What is Pan? He's like a goat man.
She just has horns.
I know, but Pan also has horns. That was the reference, right? Yeah, I think she's being like a Pan labyrinth.
I think she's just like, like those girls that dress so pretty and they just put like
satyr.
bunny ears.
Well, that's true.
That is literally what she's doing.
She was very much being
nothing.
Like, I'm a mouse.
Nothing of her outfit resembles anything. Like the horns are the only thing.
I remembered what it's called. It's called a satyr. That's what that creature is called. That has the backwards horns and it's like a demon. I think I don't really know. I'll put a picture of the satyr. Do you want to summon the picture of the satyr? I'll do it. I made a sound effect in real life. That's not how we do it.
You do this.
That's better.
And then it appears.
I know, I have to learn, but I don't think I'm in tune with that magic the same way you are.
You do this.
That one works. Yari is a spooky witch.
Yari is still sick, and it's been 6 weeks now.
I know, I can relate though, having to do a show after you've been ill.
Yeah,
sometimes you're not all the way recovered.
A few days to recover, not like 6 weeks. But she looks good.
I thought she looked so scary because she was a witch, and I was like, ooh.
Okay.
Leital is doing Shape of Water inspired look. I assumed it was like a fish lady, right?
I feel like she was doing a Shape of Water inspired look. That's what I thought as well. So,
but it was great as always. It's very elevated. We love you, Leital. And we meet our guest judge of the week, Paulina Goto.
Who we have no idea who she
don't
is.
Know. She's pretty. She's pretty and nice.
She's pretty and was nice enough to not eliminate anyone. So
yeah, I did get. I don't want to speculate about this person because I don't know anything about her. But just when she started wandering back to the boat, I was like, did anyone tell you what show you were on?
Well, I think they don't know because they change every season how that happens. And so I think there's no point of reference.
Yeah.
So I cannot blame her because she did say that she liked Paper Cut last season.
Oh, so cute.
So it means that she watches.
Okay, so she's a fan. Love that. Santa comes out first. Santa looks amazing. She's giving a sort of like evil fascist monster guard from Hellboy. And I liked this look. There was a mask reveal.
Yeah, it was giving me Alexis
Teresa
Quisele,
yeah.
Her runway when she came out. And I think
With
it was the first
smoke,
episode, yeah.
No, in the finale.
No, it was in the
but
first
also
episode.
in the first. She did it in the finale too. That's what I remember.
Well, in the finale was here, but in the first episode was here.
Well, regardless, we didn't even mention that this girl had fucking machine gun titties that shot real sparks. So it was a combination of Lady Gaga's Judas video and...
I mean, we do know that she loves Lady Gaga.
Oh, well, that makes a lot of sense. Well done, Santa. We liked this look.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
When she revealed the mask, it was great. I wish I would have seen the face a little more in terms of, like, have a close-up of it. Because she looked insane. Like, I wanted to look at it.
I liked it, too. I do think that it was a little sad that the guns went off at different times, but it was a little magical because the second one started
right after the other one, so it felt very
planned.
Yeah.
So happy accident there. Great look overall. We love this.
Incredible.
Yeah. Hidden comes out next. This was a bit of a weird one. She was covered in like a veil with some like lights coming out the top.
Yeah, it felt very
it's a little sloppy.
Halloweenish.
Yeah.
Like you're not really doing a Guillermo del Toro, but you're like just doing a Halloween show.
Yeah, it was a little herky-jerky as she was walking down the stage. And then when the Venenos removed the veil from her, the look underneath was cool. And when you see what she was referencing, which was Crimson Peak, right? When you see the character... I think so. When you see the character she's referencing, you're like, oh, I get what she was going for. But without that knowledge, I kind of just thought she looked a little like a sparkly Deadpool.
It was... I could not really... She just looked like a little drop of blood or something to me.
Oh, that would almost have been cuter.
Yeah, because she dropped on the floor when they removed the thing. Like, that was...
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. Maybe I need to see the movie to get the reference.
Yeah, we might just be lost on this one.
Although I do have to say that it's not as bad as some other queens. So I'm still very in shock that she was in the bottom.
I agree. We'll talk about who we should maybe have put in the bottom instead. Oh, I don't like being mean. Lysa comes out next, and she is a witch from The Witches, which we just learned.
We just learned that Guillermo del Toro was even part of.
He's a producer on it, apparently.
And even Alfonso Cuarón was also
Alfonso
a producer.
Cuarón
like,
worked on this movie.
was like, I do not believe what I'm seeing because, like, all we know about the movie is the director. You know, like, and it's like, oh, we never paired that with that. So, like, I do have to say the runway was incredible. Everything was incredible about Lysa's and Susie's runway, but I was like, is this really Guillermo del Toro or like what's happening?
I think I will forgive it because his name is on the movie and the presentation was so cool. This transformation, the smoke shocked me, the fake face in the mirror so that she could, well, my one critique is she loves not showing her face.
This is
and
literally she's done this. Although the smoke was the thing that saved it.
Because the smoke made it so cool.
Yeah, if she would not have had the smoke, it would have not been good.
Yeah.
And I feel like that when it happened, like I had to just like take a second because I was like, oh my God, is this really happening?
I couldn't believe that it was real. It looked like some kind of effect.
It felt very like Wicked.
Yeah.
It was great.
Do you want to sing a couple bars from Wicked?
Barb is Nicki Minaj and I love her. I'm a Nicki fan.
I do love Lysa, and I think the reveal with the mirror worked, and the smoke worked. My one critique, I've seen her do a face reveal before, and I've seen her do smoke a couple of times. Mm-hmm. So smoke is cool, but, you know, I feel like you've used all your smoke tricks.
Yeah.
If we have another smoke trick, it might be like, oh, that might be the one that sends you home. So be careful with that smoke, Lysa. You're going to get sick of the smoke. Any final notes on Lysa?
No final notes. Incredible runway.
I did like it, so I should remind Lysa of that. Fifi comes out. She's an upside down monster person, and honestly, it's probably Pan's Labyrinth. I have no idea what this is from. It's probably Hellboy.
I have no idea.
They were all
where this is
Hellboy.
from. Yeah, they were all. They did the kimono.
What?
Kimono, what is it?
Kimono Gay.
Kimono Gay from season 9.
Yeah, but everyone did
RuPaul's Drag Race.
Hellboy.
But everyone did, like, Hellboy hair. And I feel like it's something that we talked when we were watching of, like, oh, no one wanted to pick Pan's Labyrinth because they thought that everyone was going to do that.
Yeah.
And then they almost all ended up doing Hellboy, which was funny.
Yeah, do you think that there is anything iconic enough from Pan's Labyrinth other than Eyeball Handman that could work on the runway?
There's all the fairies.
Yeah, that could
There's
be
the
fun.
frog.
Okay, yeah.
You know, there's the well, you could be the little girl, I guess. You know, like because she's like a queen, so you could be like.
Oh yeah, she becomes a
there's
queen
like
in the
the
end.
Pan.
Yeah.
There's like so many characters.
Is
there's
Pan a
also-
satyr? He's got those horns.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we were talking about before. Never mind. I just had a thought. Woo. So yeah, Fifi is like an upside down zombie is the point.
I did not like it. I guess I get it. You're like walking backwards. It looks good, but it's also like it needs so much more work.
I think
I
that
agree with her placement this week.
I also agree with it, and I am a Fifiesta fan.
Yeah.
I think this could have been stronger. That having been said, the presentation was as cool as it could have possibly been. The fact that she was doing the upside down walks and it was very creepy, and then she would occasionally just like do a dip and then get back up and be creepy again. It was the perfect intersection of horror and faggotry, so I enjoyed that aspect of it. Yeah, maybe if there was a reveal before or after all that, it would have just brought it to that next level. Sorry, Fifi. We love you.
It's okay.
Greta comes out, our first Pan's Labyrinth look of the night. And
Yes.
it's the Pan's Labyrinth look you would think to do. It's Eyeball Man.
Yes.
Which is his official name in the credits. Did you know that?
Eyeball Man.
Mm-hmm. If you look in the credits, it says Eyeball Man. Played by...
I was not
Fred.
a fan. I'm sorry. I know she was trying to take this into a fashion like concept, but it's
Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro at the end of the day. I know that's your drag, but I don't think that they could like. I don't think that maybe they just don't align, and that's okay. And that if that is her interpretation of it, you know, I just feel like everyone else was able to
Everyone was just a little bit
combine
better.
them much better. And she has so many hiccups. Like,
Yeah,
she was
her
slow at
presentation.
revealing. She had, like, this kind of flappy thing in the back. I was very confused why she was not as low as I would have imagined she would have been.
I love Greta White. I love everyone on this show.
Because
I was shocked that this was not the bottom. I thought this was the very bottom.
You know what would have been hilarious if they would have had Greta White in the bottom again, lip syncing against Aisha Dollkills. Like, literally would have, like, repeated itself, and it would have been amazing. Because then the rightful ones should have been stayed, which is
we're
Aisha
getting way
Dollkills.
ahead of ourselves.
But isn't that fascinating that could have happened?
It could have happened, obviously.
But somehow they put her up, like, in the safe. Like, I don't get it.
I thought she probably should have been the bottom placement this week.
Yeah.
I just think it's an obvious reference. So if you're doing the most obvious reference, it has to be
good.
Perfect.
Perfect.
And
yes.
elevated. And this was a little elevated. I liked the dangly gold bits.
It needed depth.
Yeah. It was very flat.
It's very flat, like Fifi's dress from episode 1.
Yes.
You know?
Okay. Well, unfortunately, Greta, even though we love you, this would be my personal menace of the week. But I still think there's cool things about it.
Yeah.
So that's what I'll say. Light King comes out next, and Light King is on a fucking roll. She looks great. I love her swagger in this look. I love doing a lady version of Hellboy and keeping that sort of like butch distance that Ron Perlman embodies in that role. I loved it. I think everywhere on the outfit there's something interesting to look at. I loved this.
She's
look.
a little rave girl.
She is.
I feel like she looks like she's going to a rave in every single runway.
But she's the fucking best looking person at this rave.
and she
every
looks stunning.
time. Yeah.
So, that's not. I'm not saying that she does not good, but I'm just saying that she looks like she's going to a rave every night.
Yeah, I think what I appreciate about Light King's story this season is what we sort of wanted to see from her is coming to fruition. Her looks were always there. She just needed to believe in herself. And I feel like the last couple episodes, she's really gotten there.
Yeah,
So.
she's flourishing.
Well, Light King, we are so happy for you. I think this was an amazing look. And, multiple people picked Hellboy, but you were the only one brave enough to actually do the character of Hellboy.
Actually do the character, yeah.
And do it so well. Loved it.
Yeah.
So, Peke comes out next. She is a sort of angel of death creature from Hellboy 2. I thought it was really cool. There's a little mask reveal.
It was amazing.
Yeah, the wings were so larger than life. Like the little eyeballs on the wings, because, that's what angels have. Mm-hmm. They don't have eyeballs on their face. They have it on their wings. Have you read the Bible? That's what it says.
In any case, Becca is my favorite girl of the season, yes. And I think that she looked incredible. I do have to say that, again, similarly with the comments, like they brought comments of saying that it was short and she didn't have the confidence that she usually has on stage.
Yeah.
And I kind of perceived that, but she still kind of looked incredible.
I thought it was
And she
great.
did mention that, she was having high blood pressure from the mini challenge and she actually wanted to go home, but she didn't. She actually pushed through and did the runway either way. And so I do have to commend her for that,
Wow.
like
Sticking
fighting
it
through
out,
your battles and, delivering.
Well, yeah, I thought it was really pretty. I guess their comments were, I don't know, it was maybe too dark. It was all kind of like one dark, like vibe from top to bottom. Maybe she
looked incredible.
I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, she looked fantastic.
Could it have been, I don't know, elevated with some highlights here or there? I don't think so. I think it was good as is, but wow, we're having hot takes this week, babe.
Yeah.
Good job. Finally having some hot takes here on our show. Paper comes out next, and I think everybody instantly fell in love with this look.
It was insane seeing it happen.
It's so unreal. Yeah, just felt like it was from a
real.
different world.
Like, it was like so unreal that it was also so real. Like,
so
you're like, what am I watching?
Yeah, so tangible.
Yes.
Could reach out and touch it, but I don't want to, so scary.
Yeah, and I feel like Pepper Cut really deserved the win this week. Like,
yeah,
for sure, hands down, he was the best.
This outfit is just loaded with little tricks and gags and goops. They got the fucking leaves on the back. And when we saw Diabetti at the season 14 of Drag Race finale, we thought she had the best number, specifically because she had those feathers that came out.
Yeah.
And Paper
This is
managed.
for all of you. We actually were sitting in the audience,
Yes.
and you can see us through the episode multiple times.
It's one of my only TV credits. And I do get residuals on it.
That's a lie.
Yep. Even if it was just that, it would have been perfect. But to have the sprout arm come out of her stomach.
When that happened, it was instant shock.
It was
like, whoa. I was like, how is that happening? What is happening? It took me to the next level and beyond. And that's when that's when I just was like, there's no flaws in this, and this is perfection.
Perfect garment. And I'm really happy for Paper because he confided in the workroom that he was nervous going into this challenge because the spooky challenge sent him home last time.
Yes, that's when he got eliminated.
So, full circle here for Paper. Very happy for them.
I mean, if you're getting to do it a second time. Just kidding.
Okay. So, a little bit shorter of a runway because we're getting to that point in the season.
Yes.
But there's some twists.
No.
Some little things. But wait, Rue. There is one more lipstick.
Okay, Alexis Mateo.
Let's go through the Mosses and Menoses of the week.
Yes.
Raquel's Moss. Liza Sansusi. Do we agree?
I agree.
I think that's definitely one of the Moss of the week.
It would have... I feel like, I don't know if they do it by... if I go first, I get to pick the best ones, and then the next one cannot pick the same one, so they have to pick a different one. Which I feel like then she should have done Paper Cut as the first one.
Yeah, I think...
And it wasn't until the very end that was the last one that was like, okay, I'll pick Paper Cut. So I don't know how that works. I don't know how they pick.
I would assume they have a conversation beforehand.
Yeah. And I think
they decide who's going to pick.
And I think that they're now picking them based on, like, if you're good at performing, then she picks you.
Yeah.
And if it's based on your costume, then it's Yari that, like, gives the top. And then Letal is more of the makeup. So I feel like, I don't know if that's what they've been doing this season, but that is what it looks like. And it would make sense because in this instance, Liza's performance was incredible.
Yes, and Greta's was one of the worst because she kept stumbling.
She had so many problems, in the runway.
So that was Raquel's Menos is Greta. Yari's Mas is Light King. Do you think this still works with your theory?
Yeah, because it is the outfit.
That outfit was so cool.
Yeah, and I think it's based on the outfit and
Fifiesta in the bottom. That was
and it was based
the
on the
simplest
outfit.
Yeah. Okay. I like this theory now. And going with it, Letal gives the Mas to Paper.
Yes.
Incredible makeup.
Yes.
And
Big
Menos,
effects.
very cool. Like all the prosthetics there were awesome. And then Letal's Menos is Hidden Mistake. And I think that also makes sense with the makeup. It was so flat. I will say it again.
Flat.
She looked like Deadpool. Like, really think about it for a second. She looked like...
She was a mini Spider-Man.
Everyone comes out from the workroom, back onto the stage, and we get a bit of a gag here, sort of in honor of it being Dia de los Muertos. They're going to bring one of the dearly departed girls back from the dead. Pretty crazy.
I think like they pushed the release of the fucking season just so that they could line it up with this. Do you think that's what they did?
That was your theory, and I
it was one of the
believe
theories
it.
I saw online where people were saying that,
Well, because we were having a whole bunch of conspiracies leading into the announcement of this season. Like, we had no idea if it was even going to happen.
Sued? Or did they get like their franchise bought by like wow? So many.
We were very confused.
I mean, it's like, oh no, maybe they just literally did it just so they could align with November.
Regardless, we do get to see our previously eliminated girls come out in their Guillermo del Toro looks, which was very exciting.
I was very, very excited to see all of them.
First up, we have Deseos Fab looking so cute.
So cute.
And when you see the character that she was modeling herself after, you're like, of course
the character
Deseos would
is
pick
so
this.
Cute. Yeah, no, I think she looked incredible. And like I was saying to you, I feel like this would be the interpretation of a Rue girl, like somebody on Drag Race. This is what they would wear
for a
Guillermo del Toro runway. Like it is this.
I loved it
because I feel like everything else is a little bit pushing it too much for what Drag Race can handle.
Yes, I liked it though.
Yeah, no, it was so cute and adorable.
Aisha comes out and she's a weird monster from the movie Mimic. Is that what we decided?
I don't know.
She's a weird bug monster. She looks
weird bug.
Fucking cool.
But she looks, her body language was great.
Her body language was great. And I don't know the rules of this. I don't know if she was really stepping out of line, but the fact that she went up to the judges and sort of danced in front of them a little bit. Yeah. That was smart. It's like, this is your one chance to come back. Like,
Literally.
do whatever you can to get noticed. I think it worked out for her. Kata and Issa come out next, and they are being characters from Mama, which is a movie that I only know the trailer of. So I can't really tell you
I haven't seen
what's going on here.
Not what happened. I know that they had costume issues. I don't know what happened exactly, but it was, I think, in there. I think their outfits maybe got lost in production or before, like, in transition to production. I don't know. I think something happened, and that's why they wore that, but they weren't meant to be wearing that.
They were very simple garments, I will say, but as usual, their presentation really elevated.
It's very different than what people had been seeing, so.
Yeah. Uma Kyle comes out next, and she looks fucking awesome. And I think if you're doing this...
Uma Lamas. Like,
Uma Lamas.
I think she, like, literally, this was her episode. And can you imagine if she would have accepted to come back? Like, she literally got eliminated. She got, like, you know, she got the pill. Mm-hmm. And so she used to, you know, like, there was so many things that happened to her journey in this show that I wish she would have come back.
Yeah. I think if you're doing this creature, you should go grotesque. I think that was the way to do it. Mm-hmm. And I just imagine the alternate world where Uma had not been eliminated yet, and Greta and her both went on this stage in these outfits. Like,
Greta would have been instant bottom girl, like, lip syncing. If they would have been together, like, you know, like if Uma was still in the competition.
Yeah.
If we would have seen the two outfits, definitely Greta would have been gone.
Yeah, but I love this, and Uma is just full of surprises, because if you would have shown me this look at the beginning of the season...
Literally, I would have not,
I would have been like, this is Tequila Bottle Girl? This is fucking Betty Boop Girl?
This is the Matado girl, too, you know?
Oh, well, that one was my least favorite, but we don't need to talk about that.
That's why. So, you know, to see her reach this level...
Amazing.
And to just, like, acknowledge the fact that, you know, she could not handle coming back in terms of mental health. And I appreciate the fact that, you know, she was strong enough to be like, I am not going to come back.
Yeah.
I'm going to abdicate. And
she did an Akira. She was like, thanks, but no thanks.
Exactly. Like season 6 of All Stars.
And respect to you, Uma. You got to take care of your mental health. And you already got to be on most of the show. So that's pretty tight already. I know that if I was at the halfway point of a reality competition, I would just be like, I don't know, man. I kind of, like, miss my dog. I kind of, like, miss ordering Grubhub every day.
You would literally do that. Well, sometimes in, like, reality competition shows, especially in Mexico, like, if you self-sabotage, people actually will keep you in the show. Because they want to see you. ¿Puedo pedir una cámara? ¿Se puede pedir una cámara? Quiero que no voten por Nick.
For
no
me?
Tiene talento... No voten por Nick.
They announced that there will only be one Menos of the week, and they will be lip syncing against one of the departed girls. And whoever wins the lip sync will get to stay in the competition, or return to the competition, or both, as it turns out. This was a very cool lip sync.
It would have been fun if both go home. That would have changed things up. And then on this lip sync, they performed to Shakira, Ojos Así.
And I really like this song.
This is a great song.
And it was great to see weird Guillermo del Toro monsters lip syncing to Shakira.
To Ojos Así, which is like pretty eyes. You know, like you're just talking about someone's pretty eyes.
Oh, do you think they did it because of him?
But then they would have put Greta.
I know, but do you think when they were like booking the song for the episode?
No, they were
not.
No,
they did. I think
not.
so.
No, they were not.
I know how. Hey, I've worked in Hollywood a little bit. And I know how these production meetings go. And they were like...
I mean, this production is a mess. I'm sorry to say that, but...
Okay. Are you talking about this production? So, as we've alluded to already, it is a double save. Both girls get to continue in the competition.
Do you agree with that, or do you think one win the lip sync?
No, I
feel like Hidden Mistake won the lip sync.
I do feel like Hidden...
Like, she ran miles around.
I wouldn't say it was that far.
Well, because I feel like, you know, Aisha, like, put a wig and then, like, did a flip and then lost the wig instantly. Like, you know, that's not... Like, it seemed, like, messy, and it seemed like it was not as resourceful, like, or not as... powerful move that she could have done. You know, it was like such a gimmick. It turned into a gimmick where I was like, okay, I would have not voted for her to stay.
Sure.
But I think they just wanted to bring someone back.
I think
And they didn't want to get rid of hitting.
I think when you are a weird bug monster from Mimic and you are lip syncing to a...
Oh, what's that?
Yeah. You want to put on a wig at some point. I agree it would have been great if the wig stayed on, but when she went back there and put on that wig, that was
hilarious. That was hilarious. But I feel like we could have done with one.
I think what I really appreciated about this lip sync and why I don't mind that it was a double save is I like lip syncs where the lead kind of changes a couple times. Mm-hmm. And I felt like Aisha started out in the front and then Hidden did her wig reveal and the glitter went everywhere. And then it was like, oh, she's winning. And then Aisha's doing some weird, like, little gross moves on the floor. And I'm like, Aisha's getting this for sure. So that's why I really appreciated that they both got this day.
Fair. Yeah. No, I agree now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I convinced you.
No, I convinced myself.
Okay. Okay. And luckily...
No one goes home.
We, for the first time, get to see someone turn from a bird back into a lady.
Yeah, that was exciting to see.
It was great. And now Aisha's back in the competition. I think we're both really big fans of Aisha, so I'm pretty excited to see her on the show for hopefully a few weeks, all the way to the finale. Maybe. We'll see.
I wish I would have seen Uma Kyle. I'm still kind of sad, but...
I know, but Uma was...
I respect her.
Uma was tired, which I respect. And she was like, I finally look like my fully realized self, an eyeless monster, and I look gorgeous, so I will just quit while I'm ahead, which I respect. So that's about all we have to say about the episode this week, but as usual, we will be reading some of our favorite user comments that people left on our videos, so keep leaving comments. We want to hear what you have to say. If you think we're right, tell us that. If you think we're dumb idiots, tell us that, but say it in a nice way, please. Our first comment comes from Paula Martinez, and she says, I think Uma should have used her immunity pill on this episode instead of the last one. She would have killed it lip-syncing to Estilazo. That song is more of her vibe. Mm-hmm. By the way, you can watch the twins, Kata and Isa, impersonated on the Tu las Tres video.
Yeah, because we learned that they did the same character that Uma did.
Yes. The Familia Peluche mom.
Yes.
Well, was one of them the mom and one was the kid?
Yes.
I see. Well, thank you, Paula, and we appreciate your comment, and we appreciate the info. Nano writes in again. I believe this is the second question we're reading from Nano. You guys are adorable. Thank you. That's why I chose to read this comment. It's because you have such a positive vibe. Oh, good. That's what we try and put out. I think we were a little mean this episode.
I feel we were meaner
last
2
week.
Episodes ago.
Yeah, okay. And Nano notes at 2841 of our previous video, Burrita Borona has entered the chat.
We do love Burrita Borona.
We love Burrita. And if we ever say K or A, it's because we are being Burrita. We do it in our day-to-day life, and it made its way into the video. So I'm glad you noticed, Nano. We didn't know if anyone would pick up on that because it was just a moment. Thank you for writing it.
Thank you.
Yeah. A correction. As I was saying, feel free to write us corrections. Chucho E. Quintero writes in and says at 1431 of our previous video, we mentioned that Uma was the only one to shout out her charity. Yes. Apparently, we were dead wrong.
Apparently, I am blinded by...
We are deeply biased.
Uma bias.
We love Uma too much.
Yes.
So thank you for the correction, Chucho. We will try and do better in the future. And we are here to take accountability. And we're here to apologize, and we're here to listen.
And with that apology, I would like to show everyone who we ran into. We mentioned, I think a few episodes ago, that we're going to go see Mon Laferte, which we did. This is us at the concert. And at the end of the show...
As we're
leaving, we are walking, and I see these two beautiful women who are literally hanging out. Right away, I knew who it was. I ran after them, and we began chatting.
We just started chatting. Luckily, there was one for each of us to talk to.
Yeah, and so we took a photo with them, and I think I saw later on their TikTok that they went backstage and said hi to Mon Laferte, and it was such like a beautiful moment of everything kind of aligning because Mon Laferte was a guest judge.
And she was wearing her outfit that she wore on La Mas Draga.
During the concert, she was wearing the same outfit in her concert. It was
she had a couple costume changes.
She had costume changes. So
but the second outfit was that one.
Yes, so
Yeah.
it was really cool.
So very cute. If people are wondering what Kata and Isa are like in real life, turns out they're fucking so sweet, so cool.
They're very sweet.
So down to earth, so kind, and even more beautiful in person.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
wow, so pretty. So thank you, Kata and Isa. And I don't know, thank you everyone who likes La Mas Draga or anyone who's been on La Mas Draga. You bring a lot of light into our lives.
Yeah. It was just such a beautiful moment, such a beautiful night in concert, and then running into them just solidified that as one of the best nights we've had
Yeah.
this year.
So on that positive note, I think we'll log off for this week, but we had a wonderful time chatting as always, and we hope to see you next week. Keep writing in comments. Tell us who you think should have been the Mas and Menos. We love to hear stuff like that. Any final thoughts, Sergio?
No.
No.
We'll see y'all next week.
Bye, everyone. We love you.